Welcome back to the Roundtable, week 3. This week we got 2 guests. Would you guys like to introduce yourselves?
Alex.
I'm Carson.
All right. So let's get started off with the Pats. Got big news with both Cam Newton and Stephon Gilmore going down with Corona, so they're both going to be out for 2 weeks, and lost to the Chiefs this past Sunday, 26-10. What do you think could have gone better on Sunday?
There were just so many little mistakes scattered throughout the entire thing. There were a couple dropped interceptions that would have turned the game around. You had Edelman's he couldn't catch the ball, turned into a pick six. Hoyer kind of choked. They had to put Stidham in, just stuff like that. They could have cleaned up. I mean, they would have had a better chance of winning, in my opinion.
Yeah, like you said, Alex, offensively was pretty sloppy. They had some drops that they should have caught, and they ended up in the pick six in one of them. And the receivers just didn't really have a good game, but the defense is still looking really good. Even though they still scored a lot of points, it's a very good offense that they were playing against, one of the best in the league, probably the best. If you're holding them to 26 points minus a pick six, a defensive touchdown, that's a really good game defensively.
Yeah, especially because the 2 touchdowns they scored on offense were weak little jet sweeps that they just tossed to somebody. So
yeah.
What do you think about this week going up against the Broncos? I mean, it looks like an easy game.
I think they have a good chance. If they clean up all those mistakes and stuff, and they get the offense running more solidly, they could definitely win, even with Gilmore out. I mean, I think their defense is good enough to stop Broncos' offense.
Yeah, this is definitely a game where the offense really needs to, even though it's not a very good defense, the offense still really needs to go out and just, I guess, gain a little confidence and get a win, because Cam Newton's going to be out for a little bit, so they got to get back into the groove like they did in the first couple games of the season, and hopefully turn stuff around.
Yeah,
but I think it should be a pretty good win, pretty easy win for them.
Yeah, last week against the Chiefs, they just had too many turnovers, and I mean, I think the Broncos will be an easy matchup for them going into that. So you think Cam coming back will be the solution to the problems?
Yeah, I definitely think it'll help. Can't wait for him to come back. But, I mean, Sims didn't do a terrible job. I mean, Hoyer definitely choked, but Cam is just so much better than both of them.
Yeah, I mean, he's been playing really well the first couple games, and it was just working. In the Patriots' pass, it hasn't really been a run offense. It's primarily been pass with Tom Brady, and then with Stidham and Hoyer, they not really running guys. That didn't work too well, as we saw against the Chiefs. So I feel like trying to switch back to that triple option with the running backs and the Cam Newton and the passing game, it should work pretty well because it'll mix things up easily.
Yeah, they had decent running game against the Chiefs. They had that new guy in there, like Damian
Taylor or something.
I think he came off the practice squad, and he had 100 yards, so
yeah,
not bad.
Yeah.
All right, moving around to just the NFL in general, we got 2 new cases on the Titans. Do you think they're going to play this week?
I don't know. It's really up to – was it players or staff? Or
I think it was 2 players.
Yeah, so I don't think they should play this week. And
yeah,
as we saw, the NFL enforced that really strict protocol, and if you aren't wearing a mask before or after a game, you get fined. As we saw, a bunch of the guys on the Raiders did. But yeah, I don't think they're gonna play this week. It's just too risky.
Yeah, I don't think they'll probably play either.
And I don't think the Chiefs or the Patriots should play. this upcoming week because of Stephon Gilmore testing positive right after the game.
Yeah, there were talks of adding like an extra week into the season. I mean,
Yeah, that
really
could be.
odd. I just don't see them making it.
It would be weird to see, but I mean, I could see how that could be a solution to like these first couple of weeks having a bunch of players be positive and stuff like that.
Yeah. But another thing, I think Ben Roethlisberger came out and said, like, if a team gets cases, like that's their fault. They should have to put forth a lineup and just play. And I mean, I kind of agree with that, but also it's just the safety of like not taking the risk that any other players have it.
Yeah, and especially since the NFL isn't testing people every day, they're testing every couple of days, like every 3-4 days.
No, I think they do test every day.
I don't think so.
I
Or
thought it
some
was.
teams are doing like some days, but I know others aren't. And
I thought it was every day except game day.
maybe that, I don't know. But they should be testing every day if they aren't. So I feel like that's an important piece so you can really – and that staff too. If just everyone in the organization and people who work inside like stadiums and referees and need to be tested regularly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. High scoring games this week around the NFL. One of the biggest, probably the Browns and Cowboys. What are your thoughts on that game?
Yeah, that game was crazy, especially the end and stuff. Odell did really well in that game. That was good.
Yeah, that last play where they took the lead with the jet sweep and it was about to be a loss of 20 and then somehow wiggled his way around the defense and then scored a 50-yard touchdown was wild. He played really well. I thought Baker Mayfield was a lot more consistent. He's been a lot more consistent this year than he has in his previous 2 years. Is this his third year in the league?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's just been better. He's really improved. That offense is looking really good, and the Cowboys really got to figure out what's wrong with their defense because they have a very good offense, but they really got to figure out what's wrong there because they keep letting up.
They've let up 35 plus in their last 3 games.
Yeah,
and, like their secondary just gets toasted by a receiver every single game.
But like their offense is very good. They have a very good offensive team.
Yeah, definitely. And they just got a new coach.
Mm-hmm.
So, what are your thoughts on the Packers? They're 4-0. Do you think they can keep it up throughout the season?
Yeah, definitely with Aaron Jones and when Devontae Adams comes back, they're gonna be really solid. I mean, they kind of like killed the Falcons, but it's also the Falcons. They just can't play defense, and their offense is just not efficient at all.
Yeah, they're very high Super Bowl contenders, I would say, in the NFC. Probably them and the Seahawks right now.
Yeah.
Both of those teams looking very good, but
Aaron Rodgers also playing really, really well as well is also helping them out with plus they're like Devontae Adams, Aaron Jones, all those guys.
Yeah, their defense has looked really good too. The Saints have looked not that great, and
Kamara's carrying.
Drew Brees doesn't have Michael Thomas, but they really haven't played great.
Yeah,
the Cardinals were 2-0. No, I think they're 2-2, which is kind of bad. I mean, they looked like they could start off 4-0, and then they just blew 2 games. I think that's just a reason of having a young quarterback.
So. I also think that's a defense problem too. They have a decent defense, but it's not great.
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
All right, let's move on to the NBA Finals. So, since we were last here, I think there was 3 games that have gone on. Game 2, Lakers took it. Then Game 3, we saw Jimmy Butler with the 40-point triple-double, and he took Game 3, and then I think it was either last night or I think it was Tuesday night. Actually, I think Game 5's tonight. We saw the Lakers take it.
Yeah.
So, what are your thoughts for Game 5?
I haven't been really watching the finals lately, but I noticed that the Heat with Adebayo back, hopefully Dragic comes back. I think he might be out for the series, but if they get him back, that'd be huge. But the bench guys are really stepping up. It's just hard to stop a team like the Lakers right now with just the size that they have and the talent.
Mm-hmm.
And the Heat can't really match size-wise, I would say. Definitely don't have the same size, but yeah, I got the Lakers taking it 4-1. LeBron, was that last night? LeBron didn't play that good last night. He had like
No,
5 turnovers.
I think he outplayed Anthony Davis. I think right now LeBron's the favorite for MVP.
Yeah, but there was one like game or like one half where he just played really bad with.
Oh yeah, that was the other night. He had like 8 points and 5 turnovers in the first half. I think he ended with 28.
Yeah,
but
yeah, no, I got Lakers winning it all tonight.
Yeah. Let's see what else we move on to. What are your thoughts of Brady this week? Did you see him in the Bucks game?
Yeah, he's doing surprisingly very well. I thought he wouldn't be that good, but after that first game, this past weekend he played out of his mind.
Yeah, he's getting pretty settled into the offense, and
who knows? It could work out really well for them, but especially with Chris Godwin coming back soon, that offense is going to be looking really good.
Yeah, their offense, they have a lot of good players on there.
He threw 5 touchdowns to 5 different players, so.
Mm-hmm.
So around the fantasy football community, what's the lookout for this week or last week? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, running backs, injury-wise has been a huge issue, especially in my leagues. Like everyone's had like at least 1 or 2 running backs injured. And I know this past weekend I had no running backs available. COVID's also playing that. Like you really gotta. Yeah, it's just a lot of people are out. I don't know if that's because of
both
COVID.
Chubb and Eckler went down this week.
Oh yeah, Chubb got injured.
I think they're both 6 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And McCaffrey's still out. Saquon's out for the season.
And Derrick Henry's out temporarily because of COVID. So.
When is McCaffrey supposed to come back?
4 weeks.
4 weeks. Okay.
I'm expecting Dalvin Cook to go down at some point. He's kind of an injury-prone guy. He hasn't played a full season yet in the NFL. I don't know. I think a lot of them will end up breaking at some point because it's like they really didn't get enough training to play a full season. And for the amount of touches they're getting.
I haven't had any injured running backs yet. Crossing my fingers, but.
Yeah, no, injuries have been huge just because they had to cram training camp into those like 3-4 weeks before.
Yeah, I think that's a big reason.
Yeah. There have been a lot. I don't know. It makes it interesting. You got to really get on the waiver wire for players now.
Yeah.
Odell finally had a breakout game. Same with Joe Mixon.
Same with George Kittle. He had 40.
Kittle came back and was playing like their star receiver. It was crazy.
Yeah, that was ridiculous. 15 receptions for a tight end in 1 game.
Yeah.
I think last year, when they had like Nick Mullins in for Jimmy Garoppolo, I think he did a similar job of just like catching every single ball. I don't know, but
how about the Texans firing Bill O'Brien? That was
that was smart.
I'd say. And then they've just not
saying he's not like a terrible coach, but he's just a terrible GM because he was the GM and the coach for the team. But I mean, a big problem for the Texans is just their offensive line is terrible. Their defense
Yeah,
is
Deshaun has,
like,
especially in fantasy points, he hasn't had a game over like 25, I think.
yeah. I mean, he just has nothing around him. It's, yeah. I mean, he's no Russell Wilson who can just create something or nothing. Yeah. Let's see. What else? Oh, the Eagles picked up their first win. Somehow they're ahead of the NFC East at 1-2-1, which is.
I think Bengals had their first win too.
Yeah, Joe Burrow got his first NFL win.
Yeah. It was a really wild week. I'd say in terms of injuries, like games being canceled.
Yeah, I think
Games
we're going to start to see
Calvin Ridley had a donut.
A lot of games starting to be canceled. I don't know how well they'll be able to keep this up.
Yeah.
It's just impossible to avoid. They have like 7,000 players or 7,000 staff and players that are getting tested every week.
And that's the thing, like you can't do a bubble because of that exact reason. You have so many people. I mean, maybe for the playoffs, but even that seems like pretty hard to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we'll see how long they last before like every team has it.
Mm-hmm.
And the season gets canceled, but hopefully they can make it to the end of the season. But we'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they have a breaking point, but like right now it's just like small amounts, but like, there might be a time where like a team gets a lot of them, so gotta watch out for that. And like the Stephon Gilmore like hugging Mahomes after the game.
Yep,
That's gonna be a close watch to see if like he got COVID or not.
Mm-hmm. Is the Patriots schedule hard from here on out? I haven't really looked at it.
Look right now.
We're playing after the Broncos.
We have a bye after the Broncos. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We still got to play the Bills twice, that's going to be a really hard game.
Yeah.
Got the Broncos, the 49ers, Bills, Jets, Ravens. Here. All right.
Texans.
Let's do a little schedule predicting.
Yeah, let's do that.
Let's see.
Share my screen.
I think Broncos are going to win.
Never mind, I can't screen share. But so next up we got Broncos. So we'll move to 3-2 there.
Mm-hmm.
Then we got the 49ers.
Cam's supposed to be back by then, right?
I think they'll win that.
I think they'll win. The 49ers
are that good.
They're too hurt. Everyone's banged up on that team.
So that's 4-2. The Bills, I don't think we'll beat them. 4-3. Jets, easy win. 5-3. Ravens, I think we could pull off a win there.
Yeah, it's possible. I mean,
yeah. By that point, we'll have, assuming there's no more COVID cases, we'll have
everyone
Cam.
I think they could beat them. I don't like.
Yeah, I think so.
I think the Ravens look like
great.
a pretty easy team this year. Besides the Chiefs game, they got smacked in the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Game.
Yeah, I think we could. Yeah, I think we can beat the Ravens. So I'd say 6-3.
Their passing game hasn't been looking.
I'd say we lose to the Cardinals. So
really
7-4. Yeah, I don't think they'd beat them.
I feel the defense is good enough to stop their offense, and then I feel our offense will have no problem there against their defense.
I think they finish around 10-6, and I think the Bills will probably win the AFC East.
Hopefully, we can maybe get a wild spot, but
I think we'll definitely get a playoff spot with 10-6. I think they expanded the playoffs this year, so more teams make it.
So
All right. Say sign it off for today. Thank you guys for coming on the Roundtable.